I'd like to call the meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. This is unusual. It's good to see a fuller room, so thank you for showing up. We've got a couple exciting things to go through tonight, and happy that you're able to join us. Misty, would you call the roll, please?
Dave Burris.
Here.
Randy Graham.
Here.
J.R. Huddleston.
Here.
Deborah Johnston. Here. Bill Lucan.
Here.
Craig Romey.
Present.
Gary Telkamp.
Here.
Linda Varvel. Thank you.
Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As always, council, reminded if you have a conflict of interest, please let the rest of the council know before you vote. Going to get a motion to approve an amended agenda. And we're removing new business item I.
Make a motion to approve an amended agenda, removing new business item I.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Need a motion to approve an amended minutes from the July 21st council meeting. Under public comments, communications from the public, the second paragraph that begins with Larry Pratt said this proposal affects every single one of us. Strike the rest of that sentence only.
I didn't get that one, so. I have to get it. Give me just a second. Make a motion to approve the minutes from July 21st.
Yes.
July 21st council meeting under, excuse me.
Public communications.
Thank you. Under public communications, paragraph reading, Larry Pratt said this proposal affects every single one of us, removing everything past that to the word better.
Second.
Sorry about that.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Going to get a motion to approve the minutes from the July 29th and 30th budget planning meetings.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the July 29th and 30th budget planning meetings.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve the bills in between?
Make a motion to approve the bills in between for $165,597.57.
Second.
JR was first. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve the current claims?
Make a motion to approve the current claims for $55,654.73.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve the Wells Fargo credit card claims?
Make a motion to approve Wells Fargo credit cards, $7,819.68.
Second.
Discussion? So we have a 7:10 public hearing that we need to get to. Our next two items, our proclamation and our council updates, will take longer than that. Do we have anybody that wants to address the council?
Mr. Mayor, did we vote on the Wells
did
Fargo?
We did not vote on
We didn't vote on it?
credit card, no.
Thank you for calling me on that. All right, so we had a motion and a second. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. All right, so we'll get back to, is there anyone that wants to address the council? All right. So we'll pick off some of our other items, and so we can get to our 7:10 public hearing. Can I get a motion to approve personnel actions A and B?
I'll make a motion to approve personnel items A and B.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. On to our two ordinance items. Can I get a motion to approve our first ordinance item A, the second reading of ordinance 1267?
Make a motion to approve item A, second reading ordinance 1267, an ordinance revising Title IX, General Regulations, Chapter 93, Fire Prevention and Protection, 93.01 Definitions, 93.03 Fire Department, 93.04 Fires and Burning, 93.06 Fireworks, 93.08 Storing gun or blasting powder.
Second.
Discussion? Linda? Misty, would you call the roll, please?
J.R. Huddleston.
Yes.
Deborah Johnston.
Yes.
Bill Lukens.
Yes.
Gary Telkamp.
Yes.
Dave Burris.
Yes.
Randy Graham.
Yes.
Craig Romy.
Yes.
Thank you.
The motion passes. And we should be able to get our second ordinance in. Can I get a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance 1274?
I make a motion to approve the second reading ordinance 1274, an ordinance changing the zoning designation on certain real properties located at 1829 Minnetonka, legally described as Moccasin Springs, Lot 1 and 2 of Block 28, second Minnetonka addition to Hot Springs, Fall River County, South Dakota, from the residential RA zoning designation to a mixed-use, mixed-1 designation.
Dave?
Thank you.
Discussion? Misty, would you call the roll?
Craig Romy.
Yes.
Deborah Johnston.
Yes.
Randy Graham.
Yes.
Dave Burris.
Yes.
Bill Lukens.
Yes.
Gary Telkamp.
Yes.
J.R. Huddleston.
Yes.
Thank you.
The motion passes. Let's move on to our resolution. Can I get a motion to approve resolution 2025-18?
Make a motion.
To approve?
Make a motion to approve on 2025-18 armed citywide fee resolution.
Amend.
Excuse me.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes.
So the word amend on there.
All right, so we got a minute to kill. Anybody know any clean jokes? All right, at 7:10, I'd like to open a public hearing to act on the license application for a retail on-off sale malt beverage and South Dakota Farm wine license from Whiskey River LLC to be used at 445 North River Street. Is there anybody in the public that would like to speak to that? Anyone on the council that has any questions, comments?
How is this different from all the other licenses they have?
This allows them for the off-sale of malt beverages.
So people can come in and take it out?
Thanks for asking that, Deb. I was scratching my head on the
I
same
knew they
thing.
had several.
Anyone else? All right, we'll round up and we'll close the public hearing at 7:11. Can I get a motion to approve, deny, or postpone?
Make a motion to approve the license application for a retail on-off sale malt beverage and South Dakota Farm wine license from Whiskey River LLC to be used at 445 North River Street.
Second?
Bill,
Thank you.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Now to the good stuff. We have a proclamation tonight. Proclamation for the Hot Springs High School Clay Busters Trap Shooting Team, 2025 South Dakota State Trap Shooting Champions. Before I read the proclamation, I would ask that as I read off the athletes' names, if you would please stand so you can be recognized. I chatted with Ryan this morning and mentioned to him that names are important to me. I think we need to do our best to try to get them right. I went through that with Ryan this morning. And Ryan, I'm going to have to count on you to bail me out because I'm going to fail miserably. If the individuals want to call me out on that, I respect that also. So again, as I call your names out, if you'd please stand so that you can be recognized. J.C. Bellings. Wyatt, here's my first one, Dosey. Please stay standing. Is Wyatt here? All right. Gideon Fees. Ian Furley. Dylan Hannes. I should get the next one right then. Kata Hannes. I didn't get it right. Zeta Keel. Zayden LaPlaca. Trayson Lindo. Sheldon Negebauer. Cooper Norton. Ethan O'Connor. Eli O'Connor. Colton Osborne. Aiden Pankowski. Ray Sanders. Caden Sladkey. Nathaniel Thompson. Jessica Wallert. Carter Walls. And Cole Wormager. That's what it says, C-A-L-E. Kale. Sorry about that. So our coaching staff, Jim Whale. Jeff Reitz. Lorinda Stoddard. Joe Keel. Corey Bosert. Brian Walls, Ella Bossert, and Will Keel.
Sandy, you can come up here if you want. If you want to come up there and get a picture. Either way, you can get up here.
We'll make sure you get plenty of opportunities for pictures. They're kind of in the dark there. All right, on to the proclamation. Office of the Mayor, Hot Springs, South Dakota Proclamation. 2025 South Dakota State Trap Shooting Champions. Whereas the Hot Springs High School Claybusters trap shooting team has demonstrated exceptional skill, discipline, and teamwork throughout the season. And whereas, through their dedication and determination, competing against 425 shooters from 36 different schools, the team has earned the distinguished title of overall high school state champions in the 2025 South Dakota State Trap Shooting Competition with a team score of 477 out of 500. And whereas the Claybusters feature male and female athletes from Hot Springs, Custer, Edgemont, and homeschooled students from the 7th grade through 12th grade. And whereas team captains Zeta Keel and Ray Sanders have proved strong leadership, commitment, and inspiration to their teammates, playing a vital role in the team's success. And whereas individual team members Zayden LaPlaca, Zeta Keel, Ray Sanders, and Carter Walls were honored with all-state recognition for their outstanding performance and marksmanship. And whereas these remarkable achievements bring great pride to our community, reflecting the strength of character and commitment of each team member, coach, and supporter. And whereas the accomplishment of the Hot Springs High School Claybusters trap shooting team inspire not only their peers, but also future generations of student athletes to pursue excellence and sportsmanship. Now therefore, I, Bob Nelson, Mayor of Hot Springs, South Dakota, do hereby recognize and commend the outstanding performance of the Hot Springs High School Claybusters trap shooting team and congratulate them on their well-deserved state championship victory.
On the stage?
Yeah, why don't you bring him up here?
Come on up.
Come on up. Don't be bashful.
Don't blink, your kids are going to do this photo before you go.
He's come right in.
Think about that the other day.
There's going to be a lot of you, so spread out there.
Are we doing? Yeah. I can't believe this is watching you play under these lights. Big kid. Ready for it?
How you doing? Good job, Doc.
Tighten up, make a third row.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, that's very impressive.
Great job, you
So
guys.
Very
impressive.
impressive.
Great job.
So proud of y'all.
This is the funnest.
job.
Did you feel the temperature rise with all those bodies there? And now it's kind of cool.
Are we on? Can you hear me? This one's going to be a little more difficult. The next one is an American Red Cross Certificate of Extraordinary Personal Action to be awarded to Lillian Broyles. I'd like to ask Kari to join us. Richard? Kari's our plunge director. Richard is with the American Red Cross. And Lillian, come on down.
Have to use your outside voice, huh? Hard to hear you.
Good job.
So again, Kari is our Evans Plunge director. Richard is with the American Red Cross, and Lillian's the reason that we're here. So what I would like to do is I'd like to ask Kari to read her letter of nomination for why we're here tonight. So if you'd start us off.
So like he said, this is a letter of nomination to the Red Cross nominating Lillian. So to whom it may concern, I am writing to commend Evans Plunge Aquatics Director and former head lifeguard Lillian Broyles for her exceptional actions on the morning of June 13th, 2024. During her shift at the indoor pool, an elderly guest, Morris Dodge, became submerged and unresponsive after exiting the whale slide and being caught in a strong current. Lillian immediately recognized the emergency, entered the water with her rescue tube, and swam to the victim's aid. Despite not being able to touch the bottom and facing strong currents, she quickly secured the victim onto her rescue tube, ensuring his airway was above water. Lillian began towing Mr. Dodge toward the pool stairs, calling for assistance and a backboard. Throughout the rescue, she had to repeatedly reposition the victim while keeping both herself and him afloat. The physical demands were significant. Mr. Dodge was considerably larger than Lillian, and the current was strong. But she persisted with focus and determination. Before reaching the stairs, Mr. Dodge regained consciousness. With help from Lillian and another guard, he was able to exit the pool. Lillian then assisted him to a nearby chair, assessed his condition, offered EMS support, and continued monitoring him despite being visibly fatigued herself. The incident occurred on a busy day at Evans Plunge with many patrons present, including the victim's family. The situation quickly turned chaotic, with cries for help and visible panic. Throughout it all, Lillian remained composed and acted swiftly, relying on her training to bring the situation under control and save a life. Lillian's calm under pressure, quick decision-making, and physical endurance were critical in preventing a tragic outcome. Evans Plunge is incredibly proud to have Lillian Broyles on our team. Her courage, professionalism, and skill under pressure reflect the highest standards of lifeguard duty, and I strongly believe she is deserving of national recognition for her life-saving efforts.
So I'm going to read a letter to you that Morris sent to Lillian. This took a while. This happened last year in June. And just getting everything to work with different agencies took a bit, but it's been well worth the wait. Dear Lillian, guardian angels are real, and I met one. You are a hero and be very proud of it. I'm very grateful and wanted to thank you again. I hope that you will have a long and fulfilling life, and remember that you saved a life. This is who you saved. I grew up on a farm west of Rochester, Minnesota. Farmed with my mom and dad and joined the Army Reserves. When they retired, I went to work at IBM. I was there for 40 years with many jobs and titles, from assemblyman to senior advisory engineer. I married LaDonna, and we had twin girls and a son who passed away 3 years ago. Nicole has 2 girls, Kimberly, a daughter, and Brett, 3 sons. One passed away 10 years ago. Our first grandson was born on my birthday in Washington State. Thanks to you, I hope to see him for the first time this fall. We live 10 miles from the farm on a wooded acreage. We like to travel and have been to all 50 states and 13 countries. Because of you, today we will celebrate our 50th anniversary with dinner and on-stage musical. I will remember you for the rest of my life. Morris Dodge. I have the honor of introducing Morris and his wife to join us tonight. It was important to them to come and be a part of this. Would you please come up? Morris, you and I talked a little bit on the phone. You weren't sure whether you would...
First thing is first.
You'd mentioned you weren't sure how you'd be able to say something. If you're comfortable, fine. If not, I just thought it was important that Morris be up here, because when you and I talked, Richard, this is what you want, is to have the life that's saved, the person that saved it, available when you present your award. So that's why I thought it was important to read the letter and have you folks up here. Is there anything you want to say?
I'm a man of few words, but I will say a few things. I heard it took a very long time for her to get her award. But on June 13th, God looked down and gave her a new name, Guardian Angel. And for me and my family, that's who you will always be. Thank you.
Good evening again. Richard Smith with the American Red Cross. I'm the Executive Director for Central and Western South Dakota. I've been here for 18 years, and it's my honor and privilege to get to do the third one of these that I've ever got to do. So we were so proud that this was submitted. As you've heard, it takes these processes a long time, because this is not something that we hand out lightly. We take it very seriously, and we do our background work on that to just confirm everything and make sure everything's together. So I'm going to read you a couple things that we have. It says, congratulations on being nominated for and accepted to receive one of the American Red Cross National Life Saving Award. It goes on here to talk about the Certificate of Merit began in early 1911 when an anonymous donor made money or donated money to specifically recognize people of first aid work rendered by railway men. This acceptance money then is established as a trust fund, which still continues this day to go out and support this program. From 1911, thousands of certificates of merits, life-saving awards for professional responders, certificates of extraordinary personal action, and their predecessors have been issued to individuals who served or have sustained life as a direct result of American Red Cross Training Services training. We have a certificate. Certificate of Extraordinary Personal Action is awarded to Lillian Broyles. for selfless and humane actions using life-saving skills, issued by the American Red Cross headquarters in Washington, D.C. So I'd like to give you this award and tell you congratulations. Additionally, we have a pin that can be worn so that people will know she is a hero. She is someone who is special.
Whenever I first wrote this, I didn't know we were completely like telling everyone everything that was going on. I wrote this like based on HIPAA. I'm truly honored to be recognized tonight by the Red Cross in the City of Hot Springs. This moment holds a lot of weight for me, not just because of the recognition, but because someone went home to their family that day. That day was incredibly difficult. And while the details remain private, to respect everyone involved, I can say this. There's a person at the center of this event who went through something truly terrifying and truly life-altering. Something none of us will ever walk away from the same. As lifeguards, we train for the worst and hope we never see it. But when the moment comes, training doesn't erase fear, it just gives you something else to hold on to. I didn't feel brave or heroic. I just knew someone needed help, and I knew I had to act. The truth is, I've spent a long time reflecting on that day and what came after. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't clean, but it was real. And it reminded me how important it is for us to do our jobs with everything we have. This recognition isn't about being perfect, it's about being ready to carry the weight of responsibility when someone's life is on the line. This summer, I've had the privilege of working with an incredible group of people who have taken that responsibility seriously. My friends, you've shown up with heart, with grit, and with a willingness to grow. I hope you never forget the weight and the worth of what we do. Thank you to the Red Cross and the City of Hot Springs for this recognition. And most of all, thank you to Morris, who survived the unimaginable. Your presence here tonight means everything. Thank you.
Opportunities for pictures for those wanting to take them? Where'd Brett go?
He's right there.
There he is.
It's nice to just be here.
You have to share with everyone. You'll have to share with everyone. She can post it. Yeah.
Richard, thank you. So we have one other certificate. You're welcome to stay. Sure. Here, let me sneak behind you. So before I get on to the certificate itself, my recollection is you were just a lifeguard at the time? Then you moved up to head lifeguard, and now you're our aquatics director. So, I just want to recognize that. So the next certificate is from the City of Hot Springs. Life-saving recognition. The City of Hot Springs is honored to recognize the Lillian Royals for displaying dedication and courage during an emergency situation. Came to the aid of others with heroic life-saving actions. Signed by all the council, the city administrator, myself. I want to thank Jacqueline and Amber for putting this together. When I was looking at how to do it, it was not, it sucked in comparison to this, so thank you very much. So council, if you'd come up and join us in a picture. You signed it? Yes. So we need pictures with family. Come on.
It'll be funny. I got a pencil on there. We're gonna have to. Yeah, I hope so. She's still not feeling good, so I told her. She's sick. I told her she's not. Stay home. She said, but it's payroll. And I was like, I can do payroll. We gotta put a lot of these up on city Facebook page real quick right now. That's funny. Okay, I'm not gonna take one longer on her face. Hold on. But it's his phone, so I don't know if I should.
All right. Kari, Lillian, and other plunge staff. I'm not going to let you off the hook. Come on up.
No, I'm not doing it.
Come on.
Hey, here's Ariel's cell phone if you don't mind sending her a few of those pictures so we can get a write-up about it. I was going to try to airdrop them to myself, but I couldn't figure it out fast enough. Oh, that's Legend. That's great. Kari, I'll need your help getting all your employees' names for the minutes. Oh, yeah. You'll help me remember.
They're all coming up when we hit the restroom.
Are they where you need them, Brett?
With them to come. Somebody's giggling.
I'll send them when I get some good coverage.
Okay.
When I get
Thank
home
you.
tonight.
I'll let her know.
Hang on. Hang on. So if we could get one more round of applause for Lillian Morris and all of our future high school. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Here in my pocket. And that seems a perfect place to end the council meeting.
Wish.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a mass exodus here.
Now it's the fun stuff.
Thank you all for coming.
Congratulations once again.
That's the pride of our community right there.
See you, Ryan.
If we get back to our regulars. What was that guy's last name? He never introduced his wife, he just said and his wife, right?
It's probably one of the better council meetings I've ever been to.
Yeah, that's what his wife, I'm gonna summarize it.
All right. Let's move into our first new business item. It's a discussion only, and it's in regards to the Public Works Engineer job title and responsibility changes. The Public Works Director, Safety Coordinator. In your info packet, Council, you were provided a job description of the new retitled position, Public Works Director, Safety Coordinator. It's a retitling of the current Public Works Engineer position. Over the years, it's been suggested that the city should have a Public Works Director. Currently, the Public Works Engineer has predominantly been supervisor over the wastewater and water department, and then the street department has been supervised by the city administrator. And looking at the position, we feel it's cleaner. When I say we, myself, Jacqueline, Misty and I have had the discussion that all of the departments need to be under a Public Works Director, rather than only two of the main departments and the third reporting to the city administrator. So that's the reason that we are moving in this direction. And looking at the job description and looking at the accompanying chart or checklist that shows the job responsibilities, it's a comparison of the shared job responsibilities from the current engineer position and the Public Works Director position. And you can see in looking at them that essentially all of the duties are the same with a few changes. The new position doesn't require a licensed engineer. Doesn't mean we can't have one. But I see that as an advantage going forward. Our current Public Works engineer / director now is one of our longer termed employees at some point. He will be moving on. And not requiring a licensed engineer gives us some flexibility and who we're able to interview. If we find one that does have a license, so much the better. but a licensed engineer is going to cost us more than a public works director is going to cost us. Jacqueline provided you a frequently asked questions list that I think does an excellent job of answering some of the questions that we anticipated you might have. Currently, Jacqueline and I have had the discussions with current city engineer and our expectations going forward of this combined position. Individual is completely on board, and we think this is the right direction to go. The other significant change to it is adding a safety coordinator oversight to it. And I would just ask Jacqueline to speak to that a little bit, if you would.
We've decided to transition to adding safety coordinator to the public works director title, not because the employee that was acting in that capacity was not doing an outstanding job, but because we felt it was most appropriate to have the position that requires some authority be with the department head. So that's part of the shift that we've made. So going forward, as it's listed in the job description, he will be responsible to, or whoever's in this position will be responsible to go to the safety meetings and coordinate safety training throughout the departments. And then the individual who was previously working as our safety coordinator will now be the safety tech. So we'll be reporting to the safety coordinator and assisting in all matters safety related throughout the city and with employees when it comes to employee safety.
Any questions?
Where do you find such a person with all these skills? Safety and engineering. Like you said, engineering is not necessarily to be a licensed engineer, but...
Yeah. So we're not looking for someone. We've already found that someone. Our current Public Works engineer will transition to the Public Works director.
And I guess if I may, just to pull on some of my past history, and what my previous employer, when we were bought by DuPont, and at that time DuPont was considered an industry leader in safety, regardless of the type of industry. And one of the things DuPont considered is that their supervisors should spend at least 20% of their time on safety. And so when I was going through this job description, and I didn't try to calculate the percentage of time, but putting line safety responsibility on a department head aligns very well with leaders in worksite safety. Because safety is a line responsibility. It's not a staff responsibility. It is a line responsibility. So what you put together here, again, is in very close alignment with what industry leaders do. So I applaud you for that.
Of the questions that Jacqueline's answered ahead of time, I think the one that speaks closest to what Dave was talking about is where we find somebody like this. Currently, we aren't creating a new position or adding a new hire. That's important to know. This isn't going to be any additional cost to the city. It's simply a retitling and expansion of duties for the current employee. And the updated job description will serve as our internal guide.
So the department heads, are they still going to be in charge of the departments and this person over them?
Yes. Yeah, none of their responsibilities, none of the frontline employees or supervisors' responsibilities change. In one particular case, 2 of the departments already report to this individual. The 3rd department will begin reporting to this individual. Any other questions? All right. Oh, and the other thing that we did, there's an organizational chart for the whole city, but also showing how the Public Works Director, Safety Coordinator will still be supervised by the city administrator and moving the 3 different departments underneath that position. New business item B. Can I get a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the 911 contract services agreement with Fall River County?
Make a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the 911 dispatch services agreement with Fall River County at a fixed sum of $102,500 annually for 2026 and 2027 dispatch services.
Second.
Discussion?
I still don't think we should be having to pay this because we're Fall River County residents. They get our 911 surcharges from all the phones within our population. And I think we should, and we pay for this service through our property taxes, so I disagree with paying them anything.
Only problem I have is we got a entity that,
Can the audience hear Craig? I hardly can.
only problem I have is we have something like the ambulance servers out there that uses the dispatch probably more than the city does that don't pay a dime. I think the county needs to go after everybody that uses that instead of just the city. My opinion.
I'd have to agree, not just the ambulance, but any entity that is using the dispatch and is a for-profit business.
Anyone else? Misty, would you call the roll, please?
Randy Graham,
Yes.
J.R. Huddleston.
Yes.
To clarify, you said yes, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, it's a little noisy back here all of a sudden. Bill Lukens,
Yes.
Gary Telkamp,
Yes.
Craig Romey,
No.
Deborah Johnston,
No.
Dave Burris.
It's a necessary evil, so yes.
You have 5 yeses and 2 noes, Mayor.
The motion passes. New business item C. Can I get a motion to approve contract 2025-7 between Evans Plunge Mineral Springs and Laura Barner?
I make a motion to approve the contract 2025-7 between Evans Plunge Mineral Springs and Laura Barner for fitness instruction at the Evans Plunge Mineral Springs facility, September 2025 to May 2026.
Second.
Dave?
Thank you.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. On to new business item D. Can I get a motion to approve a future supplement appropriation of $1,500 to the general fund?
Make a motion to approve a future supplemental appropriation of $1,500 to the general fund, general government buildings, services and fees, 101-41920-42200, for labor costs related to Microsoft Exchange Server migration due to end of support for Exchange Server 2019 in October of 2025. The new model will be subscription-based.
Second. You almost needed oxygen on that.
I did.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? The motion passes. New business item E. Can I get a motion to authorize the finance officer to reinvest the maturing U.S. Treasury bond at South Dakota Fit?
Make a motion to authorize the finance officer to reinvest the maturing U.S. Treasury bond at South Dakota Fit number 21080-104 for 602 WTR DSR into another U.S. Treasury bond with South Dakota Fit for a 6-month term of 4.07 to 4.12%, subject to minor market fluctuations.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve new business item F? Approve and authorize the mayor to sign the state financial assistance agreement from the state of South Dakota.
Make a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the state financial assistance agreement from the state of South Dakota Department of Transportation, Division of Finance and Management, Office of Air, Rail, and Transit Agreement for project number 3-46-0020-19-2025 for the design and construction of an AWAS-3 system along with associated power and communications infrastructure. The state will share 2.5% of the total eligible projected cost not to exceed $13,375.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Can I get a motion for new business item G? Set a public hearing on Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 at 7:10 p.m.
I make a motion to set a public hearing on Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 at 7:10 p.m. to consider the vacation of the right-of-way application from John Haskovitz to vacate an unused portion of a right-of-way on North 25th Street between two parcels owned by Haskovitz. Requested area to be vacated is within the remainder of lots 23 and 24, Block 8, and a portion of North 25th Street between the remainder of Lot 24, Block 8, and Lot 13, Block 3, all the Grandview Place addition to Hot Springs, Fall River County, South Dakota.
Second.
Discussion?
Did anybody go look at this?
This has gone through planning and zoning, and they've gone back and forth and made sure that the city went up and looked and found there's a water main that goes through there. So there will be an easement requirement with 10 feet on either side of that goes through there. It's required.
Yeah, 'cause all it is a hill.
Yeah, there's a big chunk of gypsum is why it was never developed. And so with all that, the planning and zoning supports this.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Can I get a motion on new business item H? Set a public hearing on Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 at 7:20 p.m.
Make a motion to set a public hearing on Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 at 7:20 p.m. to consider the request of the City of Hot Springs to amend the zoning map by rezoning Fall River FRMS Tract 1 located in the northeast quarter of Section 26, T7S, RSR5E, BH&M, Fall River County, South Dakota, from number use in north,
No use.
no use to residential RA.
Second.
Bill, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. We removed item I, so that brings us to our last new business, item J. Can I get a motion to appoint Carl Bockert to the cemetery board.
Make a motion to appoint Carl Balkert to the Cemetery Board to serve a 3-year term, 2025 to 2028, filling the remainder of the vacant 5-year seat.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Before we get into the committee reports themselves, just want to speak a little bit about them. A couple meetings ago, I had shuffled some responsibilities with the intent to only have one council member on one committee. Commented a lot of times that this job will take up as much time as you allow it to. So I was concerned about having a council member attending multiple meetings. And I had several council members approach me about that and wondered why they were removed or whatever it may be. So I'm going to readjust that and honor the wishes of the committee members. So Administrative and Finance still will be JR for the chair with Vice Chair of Gary. Currently, Airport Advisory will be Gary, still looking at that one. Custer Fall River Regional Waste Management, that's Craig's favorite committee. He always asks for that one. Historic Preservation will still be Deborah. Evans Pledge Advisory will be Linda. Parks, Recreation, Beautification, asked Linda to chair that one until our new council member was on board, which he now is. But Randy had asked for a while that you be vice chair. Give you an opportunity to get up to speed and have Linda chair that until you're comfortable with it. And, then we'll make a change after that.
A vice chair.
Deborah is Planning and Zoning. Safety, Bill is chair with JR as vice chair. And Public Works is Dave as chair and Craig as vice chair. And then myself on Southern Hills Advisory. So with those changes, let's go ahead and go back to the reports themselves, Administrative and Finance, JR and Gary.
Thank you, sir. Admin Finance met at a regular meeting at 1 p.m. on Monday, July 14th, 2025, here at the Mueller Civic Center, 801 South 6th Street, Hot Springs, South Dakota. Called to order Mayor Bob Nelson, Finance Officer Misty Summers Walton, Councilwoman Deb Johnston, Co-Chair Gary Telkamp, Chair J.R. Huddleston. Adopted the agenda. No public comments. Old business was none. New business. Amazon Prime membership enrollment costs versus benefits. City spent over $2,000 in shipping in 2024. Amazon offered a 1-year free trial for Business Prime small membership. So we enrolled and we can cancel membership at any time. After 1 year, the annual fee is $349 annually. This expense has been added to the 2026 budget. Number 2, change time of council meetings to 5 p.m. requires ordinance revision. It has been requested to change the starting time of council meeting to 5 p.m. Committee discussed 5 p.m., 5:30, 6, and will seek council and public comments. A time change must be approved through an ordinance revision, Title 3, Administration, Chapter 30, General Provisions, 30.08, Council Meetings. Number 3, Microsoft Exchange License, email, upgrade needed 2025, $1,500 plus added monthly fee estimated at $300. Current exchange expiring October 2025. Contingency for 2025, then monthly fee added to other IT expenses and broke down by department based on number of devices in the 2026 budget. In October 2025, Microsoft scheduled the end of support for the city currently on-premise Exchange server. After this date, Microsoft will no longer provide security updates, bug fixes, or technical support, and they are transitioning to a subscription-based model. Although the payment structure is changing from the upfront to a monthly subscription, the total cost over time is similar. It is being recommended that council approve $1,500 contingency fund transfer to cover the initial migration and add the $300 a month subscription cost to the 2026 budgets. Staff reports and updates are none. Mayor items, none. Review monthly finance officer reports. Misty discussed financial report showing all funds currently in the black except for BID 213 and Evans Plunge 621. Maturing water DSR U.S. Treasury bond in August. Will present reinvestment options. Reviewed specific cash balance in the water, wastewater, and Evans Plunge funds. Hot Springs will be featured in August STML magazine. Committee member comments. Number one, Deb asked which committee is the right one to discuss the Evans Plunge facade improvements. It was requested she mentioned it first at the Evans Plunge Advisory Committee meeting. The next meeting is on Monday, August 11th at 1 p.m. here in the Mueller Civic Center. All are welcome to attend. Signed, Chair Huddleston, Chair.
Gary, anything you'd like to add?
Nope, sounds good.
Council, any questions?
Don't forget to submit your response for the evaluation on the timing. There's paper copies here on the back table and at City Hall, and it's available on our website and our Facebook page.
Thank you. Airport Advisory, Gary?
The Airport Advisory Committee will meet on Thursday, August 7th at 8:30 in the morning at the airport.
Thank you. Custer Fall River Regional Waste Management, Craig?
We don't meet till next month. I'll have a date for you, the next meeting.
I believe it's the 11th.
The 11th?
Yep.
It's the 11th.
Thank you.
Thanks, Misty.
You're welcome.
Historic Preservation, Deborah?
Historic Preservation meets this Wednesday, the 6th, 5 p.m. at the Mueller Center.
Thank you. Linda's not with us. Parks and Recreation, Linda's not with us. Gary hasn't attended a meeting yet, I don't believe. Or Randy, I'm sorry. So, Planning and Zoning, Deborah?
Planning and Zoning met August 16th, called to order at 5:57 p.m. at City Hall. Members present were Chairman Don Olsted, Secretary Christine Heidebrink via phone, James Forboard, Wayne Hageman, Jason Heidebrink via phone, and myself. Staff present were Mayor Bob Nelson, City Administrator Jacqueline Kelsey, and Building Inspector Wesley Foss. Public comment. Frank Burkholt inquired about the status of the Commission's recommendation regarding his application to vacate a right-of-way. It was confirmed that the recommendation was presented to City Council during the committee updates at the December 2nd, 2024 meeting. The Commission advised Mr. Burkholt on the next steps in the application and notification process. Public hearings. Chair Don Olsted opened the public hearing at 6:10 p.m. to consider a request from Kara Hagan to change the zoning designation of property located at 1829 Minnetonka, legally described as Moccasin Springs, Lot 1 and 2 of Block 28, 2nd Minnetonka Edition, Hot Springs, Fall River County, South Dakota, from Residential A, RA to Mixed Use 1. Public comment was made by Mr. Lauren Willoughby, who expressed concerns regarding current and future parking issues, particularly the presence of large trucks and camper vehicles in the area. The building inspector provided an update on Ms. Hagan's intended use of the property. Don, Deborah, and Wesley acknowledged Mr. Willoughby's concerns and suggested that the city may consider painting or placing markings along the property's corner to address parking control. With no further public comment, Chair Olsted closed the hearing at 6:18 p.m. Motion to recommend and approve the rezoning request by City Council was made by Wayne and seconded by Christine, and the motion passed. There was no old business. Under new business, number 1, motion made by James, seconded by Wayne to approve and recommend to the City Council the setting of a public hearing for the application submitted by John Haskevitz, which we went over tonight, so I won't go into all that. Number 2, motion made by Christine and seconded by James to set a public hearing for 610 on August 20th to consider and request to rezone Fall River Medical Service Tract 1 located on the northeast quarter section 26, Tract 7 South, Range 5 East, Black Hills Meridian, Fall River County, South Dakota, from no use to residential A. Motion carried. Staff reports and updates, a sewer line easement at the RV park between Highway 71 and the truck bypass, Highway 18. The discussion was held regarding the potential options for the city to pursue a sewer easement agreement. Next meeting will be Wednesday, August 20th, 6 p.m. at City Hall. Adjourned at 7:05 p.m.
Any questions for Deborah? Thank you. Safety, Bill, JR.
Okay, Safety Committee met on Thursday, July 3rd, 1 p.m. here at the Mueller Center. Present were myself, JR, Deborah, City Administrator Jacqueline, Chief Norton, Safety Coordinator Lori Sherrard, and Fall River Health ER Nurse Manager Larry Haskevitz, members of the public at that time, Craig Romey. We adopted the agenda as published. There were no communications from the public. Under old business, regarding the status of the Mueller Center and Butler Park facility use agreements with South Dakota Wildland Fire, we're still waiting on South Dakota Wildland Fire Legal to provide some feedback on items of discussion. Regarding the 2025 deer harvest, we're waiting on information from South Dakota Game Fish and Parks. We reviewed a fuels reduction table that identified public and private ownership so that in the event that grant funding becomes available, we could work that issue a little harder. The city administrator informed the committee that grant applications for the backup generators for Hot Brook Pumping Station and the wastewater treatment facility have been submitted. Under new business, the fine and bond schedule for Title IX, Chapter 93.06A was reviewed for appropriateness. This is the fine for the fireworks ordinance. The committee concurred with the current amounts, so no further action on that. Update from the police department. The department is down 1 member due to an off-the-job injury, and this will likely impact departmental overtime. Chief Norton provided an update on the Happy Hollow speed enforcement efforts. There have been 32 traffic stops in the Happy Hollow area in the past months. And at that time, the chief had submitted the police department budget. Under committee member comments, Alderman Huddleston commented that crosswalks are being heavily utilized. However, motorists are not always yielding to pedestrians. Pedestrians are encouraged to be vigilant, and drivers are also encouraged to be mindful of and yield to pedestrians. Alderman Lukens asked if there was a need to address panhandling in our ordinance based on some recent activities in town. City Administrator provided input based on South Dakota codified law. Generally, the law does not allow the prohibition of panhandling on public ways. so the issue was dropped. Also, per the Code of Conduct ordinance, the committee was notified by this report, and the council was there notified by myself that I was asked to be on the Fall River Emergency Management Local Emergency Planning Committee. And so I've attended my first meeting on July 2nd. And during that meeting, staffing of the county's command post during a major emergency was discussed. It was requested that a representative from the city be present that could make decisions during a major emergency. To support that position, the Emergency Coordination Center at the library would likely be opened and staffed as appropriate to support anything going on in the county office. Under employee safety concerns, Safety Coordinator Sherrard reported that heat safety would be the topic for July, and that trenching safety would be a future topic, and that seatbelt usage is improving. We adjourned at 2:07 p.m. and our next meeting is Thursday, August 7th, 1 p.m. at the Mueller Center Conference Room.
JR, anything you'd like to add?
Nothing you can do about panhandling, huh?
Not on a public way. They cannot go door to door. Yeah, I was all ready to do something, and
I'm surprised
the city administrator educated me. Not always an easy task, but it does happen occasionally.
Anyone else? Thank you, gentlemen. Public Works, Dave, Craig?
Public Works meeting was Monday, July 28th, here at the Mueller Center at 1 p.m. This is the first meeting that Craig and myself for the season. So, old business, we have Mark Winia, and that was giving us an estimate of what it's going to cost to do a commit lines to a extension that they're asking for, which is less than 50 feet, which seems to be a no-brainer for us, being we have 3 different lines going through multiple properties. And as Public Works Committee, we see that as to proceed with that. Tracy will be looking more so into that as time goes by. At this meeting, new business was AE2S, review draft drinking water facility plan. We went through their spiel. They showed us different plans, gave us different options. We threw out different opinions on this. Coming down to refining kind of a few options that would be best suited, we feel, for the city of Hot Springs. And I guess I should correct myself. Those that were at the meeting, from the drinking water facility discussion, we have Jim Jones, Casey Skillstad, and Liam Aldrich. In attendance for the council was Mayor Bob, Councilman Deb, Craig, and myself. City employees that were there were Sean from Water Department, Jason from the Sewer Department, Tracy from City Engineering, and Jacqueline, City Administrator. Pardon me for that. Also with this, we discussed a little bit on the alley drainage, Albany and Baltimore, behind Ace Hardware, Yes Way, from one end of the alleyway to the other, and that is work in progress, which will be in steps. Public Works Engineer on staff reports. We discussed Valley View, water drainage, fire hydrants here in town, and we are looking to find out the count of how many are possibly down, and we're waiting on that information. Street maintenance, basically we discussed that as far as behind the alleys. Code enforcement, we discussed a weed control and different ways of doing it. Committee comments. Craig had brought up some lights on Main Street that were out prior to the meeting. Did you ever go back to log which ones they
I
had
did.
done?
I wrote down the ones that wasn't working
Okay,
and gave them to Bob, I think.
okay.
I gave them to somebody.
Our next meeting will be August the 26th, 1 p.m. here at the Mueller Center. And that meeting adjourned at 3:41. That was a very lengthy meeting. Following on to, do you got anything to add for that
Yes,
meeting?
I do. I have a comment on the sewer lines. Mark Wienia stated that if we buy the parts, he'll do all the labor for the sewer.
Yes, that is correct. He did give us some estimates and stuff like this, but this is referring to the private households. So I will not be bringing up those homeowners. That I don't feel that that's my place to publicly be putting that out. On Tuesday, we had notice for bidders that bid, and we opened the bids. We had 7, which is usually very rare for us to see that many bidders. Bids were opened at 1:15 on time. That there in the presence was myself, Craig Romey, Mayor Bob.
Tracy.
And you weren't there. I was thinking you was. I'm sorry about that. All the bids were opened. We only had one bid with the new plastic pipe. Everything else was done in cement. And we're waiting to go through all those bids to make sure that any of the paperwork that was put in was actually up to date and correct. And I believe that is all. After that, we did have a meeting later, but that was for the stairs, and that was a completely different steps. And I do believe Jacqueline's going to be bringing that up. Is that correct?
I can elaborate on it this evening if you'd like.
Okay. Because on that one, to be very honest with you, I had more notes to do than anything else. So I'm going to leave that one to you. Craig, do you got anything to add to any of those?
Tracy was there opening the bids for us.
Well, Tracy, yes. City engineer Tracy Bastian was the one opening the bids, and he will be going through all the paperwork.
That's all I got. Good job.
Anyone else? I'm the person you gave the list for the lights. I've been in contact with Bruce Schroeder out of Custer for DOT. Right now, DOT's focus is the rally. So we'll get in touch next week. And then for Valley View, I believe Jacqueline is working on getting meetings scheduled with the property owners so that we can let them know what the bids are and see whether they want to accept the low bid and go forward with an assessment district. All right. Southern Hills.
Hopefully I didn't throw you under the bus, Jacqueline.
What's that?
You're okay on that, on the stair steps, weren't you?
Yes, yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Because that kind of went sideways from what we expected.
Southern Hills Golf Course won't be meeting until the end of the year. So that brings us to City Administrator. Jacqueline, anything you want to update the council on?
Yeah, I do, and if you'd like me to, Jason and Jill both provided me with reports at the end of last week, just so everyone has an update of what they've been doing since the last time the Golf Advisory Committee met. So if you'd like me to read those, I can.
If you would.
Okay. So this first update is from the Pro Shop manager, Jill. She said, the golf course has been very busy over the last month with tournaments and group company outings. We have seen an increase this year on the amount of golfers entering into tournaments, and I've had 2 groups that required 20 additional carts, each to be rented to accommodate needs. Carts are rented by the tournament groups and not by Southern Hills. We have had an additional 2 upcoming events for larger groups scheduled for late August and September. As we have approached the end of July, expected revenue is approximately 70% met. Currently, our rounds played for 2025, 7,131 rounds of golf, which includes all public and season pass holders, with the addition of 768 rounds played with the men's league and an additional 907 tournament rounds, with a total of 8,806 rounds played for 2025 year to date. The next report is from the maintenance superintendent, Jason Happy. And his is more bullet points. So he submitted the 2026 golf course maintenance budget, worked on getting quotes for electrical disconnects, repaired 8 irrigation pipe breaks, painted the outside trim on both of the front 9 and back 9 bathrooms, trimmed 3 trees and removed 3 dead ones. Spent approximately 90 hours hand watering dry spots. Started testing of a new product called Green Activator that is a biological agent to help stimulate root growth. No results yet, test is not done. Renovated the interior of the front 9 bathroom with new drywall, paint, fan, and toilet. Replaced the check valve on a booster pump. Built a buck and rail fence to keep people out of the clubhouse landscape area using small diameter trees on property, and planted 6 new shrubs around the clubhouse. The other stuff is pretty much just daily chores. And that's his update on what he did over the last month. So they've been very busy out there. Are there any questions over either one of these reports? I've requested that both of them have their reports to me by the last Friday of the month, every month, to be able to provide these updates for you. If they seem to be beneficial, then we would continue to do so, but they are still going to be sending monthly reports despite not having the golf advisory meeting.
Thank you.
I do have some additional items. If we're ready to move on to my update.
Yes.
Okay. So number 1, just an update with the wayfinding sign program. The state flagged several MUTCD compliance issues on the sign plan. I followed up with ISG for revised plans and a timeline to keep this moving. 2, a big thank you to the street crews for blading and placing millings in the alley behind Ace Hardware and along Hickory and Duran. Public commenters have said that this is the best they've seen these roads and alleys look in a long while, so I just want to say excellent work to these crews who put in all that time and effort. 3, the basketball court has been closed for a few weeks now, and a couple weeks back you approved a supplemental appropriation of $1,500, close roughly, to order the correct supplies for them to continue fixing and resurfacing the basketball courts. So that supplies came in last week, and they were able to finish the work. So the court project is complete and the court is open. The initial feedback from the kids using the space has been very positive. So a special thanks to the groups that led this project and their partnership on it. And then I'd like to encourage council members to stop by and check it out. And if you'd like a walkthrough, Jason Getch, the Shrek president, has said that he'd be happy to show you the space and answer any questions you may have about the process. 4 would be the TAP grant site visit update that Dave was referring to. So this is in reference to our historic staircases. We recently hosted a site visit from the state TAP grant team to review the historic staircase project. Based on their feedback, they strongly recommend pursuing a community-wide planning study this year to better position us for construction funding in the future. I'll be preparing the application for the study ahead of the October 1st submission deadline. An update on the Valley View topic. I've sent out the letters to the residents, and we will be meeting with them on Thursday at 10 a.m. at City Hall to go over the bid results and get their feedback. And lastly, I would like to just give one more shout out of appreciation. I know I said something at the budget meetings last week, but I just want to say a huge thanks to our department heads for their work on budget prep, and a special shout out to the finance office for seamlessly pulling everything together and working patiently with me through my first round of budgets. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That's all I have.
Thought you did real good with that, in my opinion.
Any questions for Jacqueline? Jacqueline, you'd mentioned a planning study. That's ADA accessibility?
Yes.
Planning study, I believe?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That actually opens up some doors from what, not to make it lengthy, but I think some of the process of that would open up doors for us to do some repairs on roads and curbs and gutters on places we haven't really thought about, to be honest with you. So it went from one end, we were looking at one thing, but it opened up a whole bunch of doors. So personally, I would highly recommend that we pursue that.
Just one more point on that as well. And again, we mentioned it briefly last week, but there was a lot of other conversation going on. So I still intend to apply for this grant for the planning study, and then look at also applying for the recreational trails program grant in April. And then in the meantime, I would highly recommend that we begin to consider the option of doing some patchwork on those stairs to at least get them open and available for the public to use. In the meantime, with these timelines now being shifted for these grants, it would be appropriate to expect that construction wouldn't even begin until 2027. So, and that is if we can secure funding and everything goes smoothly.
So I would like to have those discussions during Public Works.
Absolutely.
And keep on top of that. Do you have anything to add to that, Craig?
No, just having time to do it with the list we have now of things that need to be done, so.
But at least get, well, it sounds like we're going to have a good long period of time, so
yeah.
We could work with our employees, city employees, to see what we can work into that.
Thank you.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Misty, Finance Officer report.
Thank you, Mayor. You did receive financial reports through the 30th of July. They do not include the entire month of July. Your year-to-date profit and loss summary shows a few more funds with the loss, but we haven't posted the receivables for utilities yet, so water, wastewater, and solid waste. Once those are posted after the last day of the month, then those will look a lot better. Bid is a full month behind in collection, so we're anticipating that to come out of the red in the next month or so, as these are very busy times for our hotels, motels, and lodging establishments. Your budget to actual shows you how we're doing compared to our goals, both in revenue and expenses by fund. Your cash balance report, as JR mentioned, in our admin finance, we're watching a few funds closely, those recovering from some of the financial obligations of the road project, and then also our enterprise funds that we subsidize. And then your investment reports, thank you for approving the reinvestment of the water debt service reserve with South Dakota Fit. If anybody has a crystal ball and knows what rates are going to do, it'd be helpful if we knew that. So we're making the best decisions we can with the information we have at the time. I have a budget process update, and I wanted to thank all of you for your participation in the meetings. I sincerely appreciate the time and attention you gave to understanding and discussing the city's various needs. One of our most important responsibilities is to be good stewards of the taxpayers' dollars entrusted to us. And I especially want to thank you for your focus on adopting a structurally balanced budget this year. It took a lot of extra work and conversation. And while we came within $12,312 of achieving that balance in the general fund, this is the closest we've been in several years. After the meeting, I had a thought and I discussed the idea with the mayor this morning and I wanted to present it to you tonight. Being so close to a structurally balanced budget in our general fund, $12,312, we were that close. One of our council members had an idea at the meeting, could we add that additional revenue to our municipal sales tax? And although I wasn't quite comfortable with adding that full amount, after more thought, when the meeting was over, I would be comfortable adding $2,312 to that estimate. And the other $10,000 we could take from our contingency, which we approved at $75,000, and we could have a structurally balanced budget in our general fund if y'all agree to that. We have not produced or voted on our appropriation ordinance, so we have plenty of time to do that. I'm just going to send an email out summarizing those changes, and if I don't hear any objection, then I think we're going to have a structurally balanced budget for the first time since I think 2017 in our general fund. I heard no objections from the mayor. He thought it was a good idea, so I'll send that out and let me know if you have any concerns about it.
I would definitely be voting for that.
Wouldn't that be exciting? Your commitment to aligning ongoing revenues with ongoing expenses demonstrates strong fiscal responsibility and supports the city's long-term financial health. It's important to emphasize the value of budgeting based on conservative, realistic revenue expectations rather than relying on exceeding projections year after year. Your leadership in prioritizing this approach sets an excellent precedent for future years. I'm finalizing the updates and will soon distribute the revised worksheets to department heads, the mayor, and council. And I'll also prepare the 2026 appropriation ordinance and certificate of municipal tax levy. It will be introduced at the September 2nd meeting for its first reading. As required, it will go through to be published and become effective 20 days later. Once it's effective, I can file the levy with the county auditor. Just an update on the 2024 audit report and annual financial statements. They have been distributed to our required lenders and filed with the Municipal Securities Rulemaking Board. That's MSRB, and that's required due to our Evans Plunge Mineral Springs refinance bond agreement. And as of July 16th, the report's also available on the DLA website. I do summarize some tools and resources for council members. As you've experienced through the 2026 budget planning, our operations can be complex. Fortunately, we have access to several tools and resources, and many of these are preloaded on your city-issued laptops, so I encourage you to review them. They're the SDML Blue Book. The South Dakota Municipal League prepares a handbook for municipal officials which outlines the roles, responsibilities, and powers granted to municipal officials. I believe that you all have updated copies now. If you can't find yours, let me know. The SDML staff is also a vital resource for training, guidance, and problem solving. The Department of Legislative Audit, they have a book also. It's all electronic, but it was green in its day, so they still call it a green book. That offers detailed accounting guidance and is available online with a link. DLA's website also provides access to other cities' reports, bid laws, and accounting resources. And then Rod Fortin, the Director of Local Government Assistance, is always available to council members, to our community, to city employees. South Dakota codified laws provide the statutory framework that governs all municipal actions. You have a link to those on your city-issued laptops. Municipalities only have the powers that are expressly granted or clearly implied by the legislature. Title IX is especially important, but other chapters also apply to our daily operations. City ordinances. Your oath includes upholding those. They're permanent legislative actions necessary to execute our statutory powers. They're available online. Our recent uncodified ordinances are listed on that page as well. If you'll remember, we only codify them once a year, or this time a little longer than a year, because that's quite expensive. And then lastly, our city policies. So we've adopted various internal policies to ensure fair and consistent and legally compliant procedures and practices. Policies of particular interest include personnel, safety, procurement, investment, grant, language access, donation and gift acceptance, and accident reporting. All policies are available in a single binder at each city location, and if you're interested in any of those, I can provide them to you as well. Following discussions at the July Admin Finance Committee, we are polling citizens and council members for their preferred city council meeting times. Options range from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. in 30-minute intervals. The goal is to encourage public participation by choosing a time that works best for our residents. Please encourage people to vote using the city website or Facebook page or on paper by visiting City Hall. We'll review results at the August Admin Finance meeting and determine if we'd like a little more time for the results to come in or if we want to finalize at that time, and we'll be making recommendations to the council. And then just a reminder that the registration is now open for the SDML Annual Conference held September 31st through October 3rd in Pierre. Early pricing is in effect through September 7th, so please let me know if you're interested in attending and I will get you registered. I will be submitting a travel training request to attend. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Any questions for Misty? Has anybody been looking at the poll to see what's coming back, and is there
By
a
Friday
common theme to it?
noon, we were about 50-50 between 5:30 and 7. So, and there were only like 12 or 13 respondents. So we didn't really feel like that was a very good sampling yet. There was a couple people that did it twice. Just you have to use an email address to record it. So, so we're looking for a little more feedback from the public, and hopefully after this meeting it'll get out a little bit. And it does require an ordinance change, so it's not something we take lightly. We are interested in making the time as beneficial as possible to the public that we serve so they can be involved in as many meetings as they can.
All right. A couple things. Council, I want to thank you and Jacqueline, Misty, and all the department heads for getting us through the 2026 budget. I thought it went well. We had a couple folks that attended both nights that complimented the council on how you handled the discussions, how you were respectful of folks with different opinions. That's important. We don't get anywhere when we're just combative with each other. It's not what the public expects. It's not what fellow council members deserve, and you were very respectful of that, so thank you. Especially thank you to the ladies in the office. Again, Jacqueline, Misty, Ariel, and the department heads. It's not easy going through this. I'm personally excited about a structurally balanced budget. Misty said she thinks it's been since 2017. I don't have my recollection is since I've been on council with 2016, I don't think I've ever been a part of a structurally balanced budget. I think we've always taken some money out of savings. Some years we took bigger hits than others. So getting to a structurally balanced budget, I think, is significant. Thank you, everyone, for that. I appreciate everything that you've done to get this balance taken care of. With that, I don't have anything else. If you don't have any questions for me. We need a motion to...
Make a motion to adjourn.
I would say a big kudos to all the department heads. It went very well.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry to cut anybody off.
So we had a motion and a second.
We did.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes. Have a good evening, everyone.